Hi everyone, welcome to S4 Sharnya Science classes. I hope you all are able to follow my videos. If it is really helpful for you, please support me by liking and sharing with your friends. If anybody still remind to subscribe my channel, then please subscribe it also. Hi everyone, today we are going to learn about phylum Ctenophora, which is the third phylum of animal kingdom. We have already learned about phylum Porifera and phylum Cnidaria, right? So here today we are going to learn about phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophora is the phylum of comb jellies or sea walnuts. Here you can see that the grade of organization or the level of organization is actually the tissue level, right? You can see that the Porifera, which is actually under cellular level of organization, Ctenophora and Cnidaria, which is coming under tissue level of organization, right? If we are going for the symmetry, you can see that asymmetrical is that Porifera. Most of the Poriferas that are asymmetrical. If you are coming to Cnidaria and Ctenophora, they are mostly radially symmetrical. That means you will get equal halves if you are cutting that organism, which is the plane which is passing through the central axis, right? So you will get equal halves. So that's why they are telling this is radially symmetrical in any plane, right? So that's why they are radially symmetrical. Mostly Cnidarians are also radially symmetrical, and also this Ctenophora also radially symmetrical. If you're going for the germ layers, right, obviously you can see that they are showing tissue level organization. Here they have only ectoderm and endoderm. So that's why we can say that diploblastic organism. Only ectoderm and endoderm present here. Now obviously they are diploblastic, only ectoderm and endoderm is there. So there is no coelom or body cavity. So that's why these are acoelomate in nature, right? If you are checking the habitat, right, so they are mostly or exclusively marine. Any other area you cannot see these type of organisms. They are actually, you can see that solitary or pelagic forms, you can see that in this case of Ctenophora mostly, right? And here if you are checking the digestive system, these organisms also having an incomplete digestive system. That means there is only one opening for taking in the food and throwing out the waste material. So they are also having an incomplete digestive system. There is no mouth or anus. Special parts are not at all there. Only mouth is present for taking that food in and out. So that's why they are having an incomplete digestive system, right? And the digestion can be intracellular or extracellular. There is no problem that intracellular digestion is also possible and also extracellular digestion is also possible, right? If you are taking the respiratory system, you can see that respiratory system, these are tissue level organizations. So obviously respiratory system, circulatory system, all these things are absent in the case of Ctenophora phylum. Circulatory system was also absent. Right. Now what about the reproduction? Reproduction, here you can see that only though they are actually showing low level, tissue level of organization, but here the reproduction is actually very much only sexual reproduction is possible in the case of Ctenophora. And here also you can see that the sexes are not at all separate. Actually the male and female sex organs are present in the single organism itself. So that's why they are coming under hermaphrodite category, right? But the sperms and ovum will be produced into that, and it will be released into the water, and in the water body the fertilization occurring. So that's why external fertilization is common in the case of Ctenophora, right? And development is also indirect. That means it have the larval stage and all. So the young ones are not at all look alike of the adult. So it is having an indirect type of development. There are some unique features of Ctenophora, right? So what are they, right? So Ctenophora or the comb jellies, you can see that their locomotion is actually by 8 vertical external rows of ciliated comb plates, right? So this is the name that comb plates, because of the presence of the comb plate, these comb jellies, the name they have got, right? You can see that in their body there are 8 external, right, rows of ciliated comb plates are there. You can see that these are actually, if you are taking the structure, these structure is the comb plates, right? So if you're checking that, which is having so many fine cilia is there present in them, right? So these are the comb plates. There are 8 vertical external rows of ciliated comb plates are present, and you can see that along with that there are a long tentacle present in their body, right? So which is actually from internally it is originating, right? So this is the unique feature of comb jellies, or you can say that the Ctenophora, right? So here another very important feature of these comb jellies, I told you these 8 vertical comb plates are there. That's actually very much visible because these all mostly transparent type of jelly like organism, in which only the comb plate can produce that special feature emitting the light, ability to produce light and emit light, that which is called bioluminescence, which we have learned about dinoflagellates and like that. The same way here also these organisms, the Ctenophora or the comb jellies, have the ability to produce that bioluminescence. So you can say that the comb plates are very much visible. There are 8 vertical comb plates are there, right? And through which the light is actually emitting. So because of the bioluminescence you can easily see that organisms, right? Very interesting feature. So here you can see that the entire structure of the comb jelly, which is actually transparent. This is the structure, right? This area is actually transparent, and there will be 8 vertical comb plates will be present, and also you can see that 2 long tentacles are also there, right? So these are the long tentacles, right? So here the main examples of Ctenophora, that's actually Pleurobranchia and Ctenoplana, right? These are the 2 main examples of Ctenophora, Pleurobranchia and Ctenoplana. I hope you understand this Ctenophora phylum properly. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Hope you all understood this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.